Okay, so now we're back, and I just want to talk about a few more points to note when we are working overtime work hours. Sometimes we're working these overtime work hours and we're not getting paid properly for them. So in that situation, the worker can definitely try to claim the additional wages. What does the worker need to do? Number one, the worker should prepare documentation of the work that was performed. So number one, for example, timesheets, the work schedule that the company or the employer provides on a monthly or weekly basis, and also the worker's personal documentation. So this could include date and time that the worker jotted down in a notebook every day after work, and then also if there is like a recording, a file, a video of a conversation between the worker and the employer and supervisor regarding the overtime work, that would also be really helpful. Just to note, in Korea, if you are actively participating in a conversation, it is completely legal for you to record the conversation, again, as long as you're part of the conversation. So this is where that would be helpful. Next, you would need to collect your pay slips and wage statements, and then we would take it to the labor board to try to claim the additional wages. There is a 3-year statutes of limitations. So if you have passed the past 3 years after performing the overtime work, then you're kind of out of luck. So it's really important to claim your wages within the 3-year limitation. Okay, moving on to break time and holiday. What is break time and what is holiday? Break time is considered time that is unsupervised. So at the workplace, if the worker is unsupervised, the worker can do whatever they want, that would be considered break time. If you're being supervised during your lunch hour, that is not considered a proper break time. And then paid holiday, this would be your weekly day off. And in Korea, at least one day off. Every worker should be getting at least one paid holiday per week. This excludes there is an exclusion that applies when the worker is working less than an average of 15 hours per week over a four-week period. These are the different types of holidays in Korea. Again, the paid weekly holiday under the Labor Standards Act, this would be Sunday for most people. It's considered a red day. And then Workers' Day, International Workers' Day, also called May Day on May 1st, and then public holidays such as January 1st, etc. Contractual holidays are additional holidays that are specified by the employer or the workplace. So, for example, if you're working at a school, maybe the school was founded on March 2nd, and maybe the school decides to give all of the workers a day off, then this would be considered a contractual holiday. Annual paid leave. Now, according to the labor law, the Labor Standards Act, employers must give their workers at least 15 days of paid leave if their workers have completed 80% of 1 year. 80% of 1 year, this would be considered the year before, the previous year. Now, there is a system of increasing the annual paid leave. So I'm going to focus a little bit on that. It says here, employers must give workers with over 3 years of service 1 additional day of paid leave for every 2 years following the first year of work. And this number of annual paid leave cannot exceed 25 days. So what does this mean? If I started working at a company, and then things were going okay, so I've completed 3 years at this company, where I started with 15 days of paid annual leave. At the 3rd year, then I start getting a +1 every 2 years. So if this is the third year, then I'm going to get one extra paid leave. And then 2 years later, this would be the fifth year, I'm going to get an additional. So this would be 17 days. And then if I work 2 years more, then that's going to be 18 days. If I work 2 more years, that's going to be 19 days. Now, what's the exception? The maximum is 25 days. So no matter how many years I've worked, if once I've hit 25 days, my employer is not obligated to give me more additional paid leave. Now, if workers did not use all of their annual paid leave during the 1-year period of work, then employers are actually obligated to provide compensation. So pay for the vacation days or the annual paid leave that I did not use. Next, this is a new law that or rule that was implemented 2 years ago in 2020. Now workers can kind of be urged by their employers to use their annual paid leave. So employers can tell their workers, okay, when are you going to use your vacation? When are you going to use your paid leave? So if we look here, an employer can urge employees to use their paid leave. And if the employer does not notify and urge an employee in writing, so this is really important, it needs to be notified in writing, and the employee does not use the paid leave before the end of the year, then the employee can only receive paid leave allowance. So if the employee did not use 5 of their days, then they can receive the paid leave allowance only. Okay, so if we take this example here, we want to calculate the number of paid leave, annual paid leave days that worker A has. So A worked from January 1st to January 31st, so that's exactly 1 year, without any absences, but did not use any of their paid leave. So how many days does A have? We're going to take a look here. So if we look here, the first year of work, the worker gets 1 day for every month of work that they've completed. So if that's the case, A worked for 12 months, but what this calculates to is a total of 11 days off. So if A worked in January, beginning February, they get 1 day off. So February until December, that would be a total of 11 days of annual paid leave that they did not use at all. So this means that A, when leaving quitting their job on December 31st, they would be able to claim 11 days of annual paid leave allowance. Again, this is being compensated for not having taken the days off.